Had a wonderful day yesterday, and we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Um, Yesterday's profile, we can see basically traded within the previous day's range, still in that 2-7 range. Um, and like I said yesterday, if you're, we could look at the daily chart to get a better look at it, but you can kind of see like the market maybe got a little bit too short, had to short cover yesterday, had come down, but found more buyers here. So there's kind of like that pullback look, a little bit too short. Buyers jump in, and then you can see overnight inventory 100% net long, and we're seeing double distribution look in the overnight session with some single prints in between coming most likely from that jobs or the unemployment data that came through. If we pop this open here, you can kind of see like the impulse from here. We squeeze up, and this is um, 15. What does this say? Oh, I guess it doesn't really give you the exact time. Um, on the TPO chart, that's kind of stupid. Let me see if I can find the impulse on the other. The time. I'm just trying to find the time for it. Here it is. Oh, so it was like 3 in the morning right here. Okay, so that really, I'm not sure what that was from. I'd have to keep looking some stuff up. Kevin, what's up, man? Uh, but this is like a 3 in the morning at pumps, kind of sitting here, and so it looks like the jobs number really didn't have any effect. It came in a little bit higher than expected, but
I'm sorry, I think the Chinese market opens at 3 or something because we used to trade at that time. It was always good trading. Sorry to interrupt.
yeah, it might just. I'm just not sure what news it was that caused it. There's something, I mean, something probably caused it, or maybe just people just finally gave up on the shorts from yesterday after they were trying so hard to let them go. Um, but yeah, I mean, so for the most part here, what we're seeing is balance. You can't really, I mean, you've got to treat it like balance until it's not balance, right? Which is kind of unfortunate, but that's just pretty much just how it works. Treat it like balance. Oh, that's loud as fuck. Have the volume all the way up.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh yeah, morning done. Um, but yeah, so like if you're looking at this and we're seeing this high, this low, yesterday's range was inside, so we're still inside, so we're getting above yesterday's range, right? At least in the Globex session, so we'll see if we trade back up there. But so far the market really is just balancing, so we can kind of assume like 4165 being that big level we've kind of seen all week so far, and then the 4100 being the big level on the low, and that's kind of our balance rules, right? There's going to be opportunity in between naturally, but you want to just be careful, taking a breakout, right? And if we look at the daily here, this is AMD. If we look at the daily here on the ES, um, so basically what we're kind of seeing is this like this balance. I mean, you could even draw the balance all the way up to that 4200, but the market's just kind of balancing at this high here. We had this kind of breakout, and then we're getting this balance. The key reason I'm watching this day here, the 7th, is because a break of that low really starts to put this lower balance back into play and put some of these kind of weak lows down here at this 40 30-ish area into play. But a break of the upside, or really just a break of this kind of down trend line right here, starts to put that 4300 and then this gap up here. What's the close of the gap? The 4220 would be the close of that gap. So that's going to be kind of the opportunity on the upside. It was close to the London Open, 40 minutes before. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was. I'll have to do some looking. I mean, it could have just been, you see kind of the ledge here. People could have just been trapped and then ran them up. I'm just taking a little like quick peek, kind of like around the market and seeing if anything's doing anything crazy, but not really.
Did you expect last night during the Globex for it to just continually run up to the and break the yesterday's high?
No, I wasn't. I thought we would just keep trying to kind of like balancing. Which I mean, I guess we kind of still are, but I didn't expect it to go all the way above the previous day's high. Because we have the PPI or CPI next week on Tuesday, Valentine's Day, and that's going to be kind of a big.
Valentine's Day, is that what you said?
Yeah. Because if that CPI number comes out like too good, then that could start to put thoughts on keeping tightening going longer, basically Powell being more restrictive for longer, and then the market doesn't really like that. It starts to adjust to those forward projections basically. And if you look at the Fed funds rate tool here, you can see the next meeting 41 days away, so a pretty decent amount of time away. But as of right now, it's pricing in just that quarter basis point rate hike. And that's probably due to some good news that came out in the jobs market this morning, a little bit weaker than normal. And that's what Powell's looking for. So that's bullish for the market. We'll see how the reaction is after the open. Lecker, good morning. Roach, good morning. And then if we look at the dot plot, you can kind of see like you're starting to get a little bit more people. There's one Fed that says that the rate needs to stay up at 5.5% all the way to 2025. 10 people are in agreement that throughout 2023 we need to stay at 5.125, and then you can see longer term most people are expecting rates back to 2. So no real like negative change at all. If anything, that thing got a little bit more positive most recently. James George, good morning. All right.
So today, because of where the open's at, this would be a balanced Globex because we're above the open and we're below the open, kind of a V-shaped Globex.
Um, no, so I would say this well, it's 100% net long inventory for Globex for sure. Um,
Oh, because it's above the close.
because it's above the close, right?
Oh, okay. My bad. I was
Yeah,
thinking something. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. Um, and so with that, we kind of look for this inventory correction off of the open, see if there's going to be a correction to overnight inventory, right? Because we know that typically overnight inventory is weaker handed traders, so it could be, you know, the prices get a little bit higher, maybe a seller comes in and reacts. We'll kind of see. You can kind of use these single prints as a gauge here early. You know, I'd like to see it hold the zone I have drawn here. I kind of like this range here. If we get in here and start to show a little bit of support, we're not able to get back into this lower distribution. There might be some nice long opportunities there. We can imagine that the market's going to be opening up with a fairly positive breath here, and the tick is probably going to open up fairly positive just because we're opening up about 30 handles off of the settle yesterday. And then you could just get a go with this market might just open up and we start to go straight higher. I think you buy the break of the previous day's high, looking to take the Globex high. If you can't get the Globex high, you got to flatten. But if you can get the Globex high, then you start targeting this previous spike excess. And I think, that's kind of where the next bit of selling is probably at, is going to be up there, next bit of supply. Some big orders up here. It's kind of interesting. From like 66 quarter all the way up to 70. I'm talking single lot orders like on the MBO. There's like 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 37, 40, 34, 25, 40, 45. So some pretty decent sized lot traders, single lot orders supposedly. Or single trader orders. There we go. We get the open. Get a little bit of a correction early on there, push through. Very high tick, very high breath. Mixed signals here. Wanted to take a peek at Google today, see how it's doing. Not great right off the open. Google's kind of selling right off the open. Rest of the market looks pretty green. Yeah, I'm not seeing a ton of red, just oil and the dollar. Dollar's kind of puking here. Really tight, a little 5-point range to start the session here. There goes the low. Look at the volume staying down here now. See if they try to push through this. Some stuck orders down here at these 60s. More stuck orders down here at the 61s. A nice little bounce there. So buyers trying to move up here above this 63. They got kind of stuck right there. Sellers, oof. Sellers are really trying to hold this 63 level here, it looks like. But buyers keep just kind of swooping it up. So if these buyers can't get it back above the open and we come back below this 63, there's probably a decent short there, and we can at least target the these single prints here. But if they can get it over the open, then there's, you know, they got good odds to continue higher. It's just I'm skeptical to buy it up this high unless we can crack above the open. That's kind of a weak look, I think. There it goes. It comes back through right there. Nice. Here we go.
Patience gets paid.
So there, you should be up. I mean, you should be up like a couple of points right now. And we'll see if we can get down into these single prints here. Seller's getting stuck down there. Yeah, you want to cover there. Man, I gotta fucking change something real quick. There we go. Sellers are trying pretty heavy down here. just getting stuck. Like there's 251 lots trade on the low, all on the bid. They're flashing a 64, 65 at him, saying, "Hey, come get me," but doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Yeah, buyers are just having a tough time absorbing down here. There's just a lot of supply in the market, it looks like. Here we go. Only 36 contracts on the low that time. Come on. A little bit of short covering right here at that 56, it looked like 56.75. Yeah, so you see those sellers kind of taking profit there. Tech has gone pretty red. Google's getting beat down pretty bad again. Down another 2%. One of the bots is going to call.
Yeah, I run it with two versions of data, the old way and the new way, and the old way got into a call. Oh, and it looks like the new way is going to get into a call. Should get in next minute. Still don't have any counts in. Oh, I take that back. It didn't get in. Still don't have any counts in NVIDIA just yet. Only AMD. But NVIDIA got into a call as well, based on the AMD.
All right, our weighted AD is making it a new low here. Trying to at least.
The new bot should get into a call.
Tick's still not below 0.
Yep, they all got into a call.
All right, so here's that first spot of singles here. This is like kind of like the first reaction area. I'm going to cover pretty much everything right here. I'm going to move my stop to 56.50. And if it gets me, then I'll just be happy with that. Pop, good morning. I said careful with the short. Yeah. Yeah, well, especially down here. Yeah, just be a little bit careful, but I just have one lot left. 56.50 is the so Nasdaq's puked. Through its VWAP already. It's going down. Ugh. Freebies. Gotta love.
You got rabies?
No, I said freebies.
Oh, freebies. I was like, what?
I did
Rabies?
love Rayleigh's though. I liked Rayleigh's. It was like a nice. It was kind of expensive grocery store, but it
Oh,
was
you
always
said
clean.
Rayleigh's. I thought you said rabies.
Oh no, I said freebies originally. Yeah.
No, I realized that. I was just, what?
Hello. Hey. Hi. Good. Bye. Sorry, Curtis called. And I'm out on the short. There it goes. So, not a bad start to the day. $14.5 points. And we're right at that key Fibonacci level. Remember, 4155 was a key Fibonacci level. We're seeing shorts start to kind of get stuck. Stuck short at the 56.50 right here. Be careful. Well, maybe a stuck buyer at the 56.75 too. Nope, yeah, he lifted it. So that short stuck 56.50 here, guys. Careful with that. If you're short, you need it to get back under that number quick or it's going to start running up on you. So if this rally doesn't get sustained, right, we've got trap sellers at the low of 53, and then we've got trap sellers again 56.5. If they can't squeeze this thing over the open, I think we can probably fade it again. Just pay attention here. I mean, tech might go green here, but yeah, if it can't get over the open, we might be okay to fade it again. If it gets above the open, I'll pretty much be off the fade though completely because we'll probably get some upside. We have trap long 62.64. Oh, okay, yeah. Where they yeah, so to get them to cover at that spot. That's a good call. We're squeezing them. Let's see what happens right here. Good morning. I was wondering, how do you know the shorts or longs are trapped in a certain area? I mean, I guess know for sure, but a lot of times you'll see like we'll hit a level and a bunch of selling will come in and then we'll pop up, and then we'll hit a level again, a bunch of selling will come in and then we'll pop up. To me, that's showing stuck sellers, right? They can't get anything going, and they're not, if they were strong, then they would push the market down a bit, but they're just not. So to me, I just kind of look at that like we've got weak-handed or just weak selling, because if it was strong selling, they would just bust the level, you know? And that's kind of how I look at it, I guess. Yeah, no problem. Or I look at the DOM to gather that information. This is where the initial short was from 63. This is where that volume point of control was at early on that we traded through. We didn't get above the open and we were able to short it. So kind of watching for that here. The Nasdaq's making a little bit of a lower high here, but not might not be done on the upside here. So we'll kind of just keep watching. Damn, there it was. We missed it. Fuck. Fucking mother. Liker, did you take it? Oh my goodness.
I caught it for 2 points.
Nice. Good stuff, Dan.
I chickened out and bailed.
Yeah. Not a bad trade.
I should have stayed in because I got in at 63.75 and I had my stop 1 point above the open, and I when it fucking just reversed and went right back up after I got in, it went up to about 54.5. And I was like, oh shit, if it goes down and gets me a profit, and it took it down to 52, so I bailed right there. Pardon me, at 62 I bailed, excuse me.
Maybe next time try pulling your skirt up so you can see what's down there.
Yeah, look at this. Damn. Like a mini skirt, bro. Like a fucking teenager mini skirt.
Yeah, see, so I get my dad's closing quick because he got in a little bit early, right? He got in, it took a little bit of heat, but then went good to profit, so he cuts it quick. That makes sense because it's kind of like an unsure moment. What if you don't mind sharing, why'd you get out? Or was that just you were just trying to fade for quick?
So I got in on because I was running on my 1 minute chart. 1 minute. I got in at 63.50, and it went against me immediately, and but I had to move my stop down. I had my stop at 66.50. It went up to, let's look at it. It went up to 65 even. Then it came back down. Then it switched over candles. Then it moved right back up again. Pardon me. Then it came over and then it started going down a little bit. And when it started going down, it went all the way down to 61.50, came all the way back up to my entry, and then it went down to where I got out at 62. And it just didn't feel like it didn't have the momentum. I'm looking over here at the tick. The tick was at 562. Not everything was green. So then I was like, more things were green than they were red. And it just didn't feel like it was going to go. And I'd rather take a profit than have it just turn against me and then I go lose 2 points.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I get that.
So that's why I bailed.
Short stuck again at this low here. Careful. Look how ugly the weighted AD is early on right now, and you're seeing a lot of divergence here in the weighted AD as far as the unweighted and the weighted. Let's see the gap right here. Let's see if the weighted is going to catch up. Yeah, exactly. If you took your trade plan, yeah, that's all that matters. But that's something that I mean, my dad doesn't have like the opportunity a lot of times because he's at work. So his trades mostly are just boom, boom, because he doesn't have time to just sit here and kind of watch a trade develop. Um, but it is a skill that you still want to try to develop because it can really help you not have to have such a high winning percentage. You know what I mean? Because like if you can nail a 2 point trade 90% of the time, you probably do okay. But if your loser is, let's say your average loser is 10 points, right, where there's 5 trades that you've got to make back just to get back to break even. So you've got to at least be winning 5 trades for every 1 loss just to break even. And so then you're looking at 6 to 1 just to make a profit. You know, that's a pretty high winning percentage. um you know, and if you're able to get, you know, maybe most of your hang on a second, I'll try to see if we can get filled in this. Watch this reoffer of that 55. But if you're able to like hold some of those, you know what I mean? Maybe you're hitting twos too, you know, maybe you hit four plays for 2, and then your next 2 plays are for 5, right? And so now you lose 1, but you're still positive. You know what I mean? Same amount of trades, no change really, just you're positive. But kind of a good trade, good change, I feel like. Sellers are stuck at the low at 51 here, it looks like. They ripped them. Yeah, these sellers down here, they're stuck like below 52 and they are nervous right now. They're trying to hammer here at the 55. Yeah, so they reoffer the 55. They're trying to hammer here. See if they can get them. They're trying to get, they're stuck 51. That's what I need to get back to. So next level down would be that 48 if B takes that A low. Seeing a little bit of buying kind of show up here. So sellers aren't really unlocked down there either. They're still stuck down there. Watch the 55, see if they reoffer this thing again. 55, 56. Bids are stepping up. I'm gonna short this 56.50. Right back to entry. That's annoying as fuck. Nice. Back down. See, so there was no reason to. So that trade, I shorted 56.50. It went down to 54, came back to 56.50, back down to 54, and is now back at the entry here, right? So this is a third time coming back to my entry. I'm not going to hold past this position much. You know what I mean? Like there's just no, there's no, there's just no reason, right? It obviously can't go down right here. It just tried 3 times, and it's not going yet, right? So flatten the position and then just try again higher if they can't get above the open again. So that stuck short is still down there. We're going to narrow this zone up, make it a little bit more clean right here. I'm kind of building a little short position right here, waiting for it to try to break on all these little pops. I'm just kind of like getting short and then taking it off, getting short, taking off, but trying to keep the position and slowly build below this 56 until they can break the 56. If they can't break the 56, then I want to keep getting in. But if they can pop it, then I'll bail it again. It just seems like they've failed here like 3 times now. Let's look at the Nasdaq's above the VWAP. ES is above the VWAP.
NVIDIA and AMD are creeping up slowly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is a more dangerous short right here. I'm be tight, real tight with it. Weighted AD is getting less and less. Yeah. A bad idea. I'll fail or bail right here.
At least you're doing it from this upper spot. So
Yeah.
we got the singles from yesterday that held all day that we flipped. You know, we're gonna have a lot of buying, shorts covering. You know, that's why we keep bouncing right here.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. So my thought process here is kind of like. Yeah, I just got stopped out. My thought process here is kind of like we keep getting stuck shorts on the low and then bouncing, but we haven't made any significant moves up really. You know, so I might just be a little bit early on this, but
Yeah, I guess you have that overnight inventory working in your favor too. We got below that big chunk up there, so I'm sure that's adding some sell pressure.
Right. It just seems like it's almost like they want it too bad.
NVIDIA did a double down, or one of them did a double down.
Yeah, Nvidia looks strong. AMD looks strong. Nvidia looks a lot stronger than AMD here. Google's still catching and beating a little bit.
I don't really expect NVIDIA or AMD to get too far. Oh, I guess one of them is expecting it to go pretty far, but I may close it out if the other one closes out.
Buyer's stuck at the 59.
NVIDIA sold. One of them did anyway. The other one's still holding.
Nice. If you can read the DOM today, it's pretty mechanical as far as like watching people just pile in and get stuck and then just fucking give it up. Happened at the bottom and it just happened again up there at the 59 quarter. I hammered them. They're paying the fucking iron price right now. Shitting me? That's it? That's the only downside you guys got in you? More shorts just got stuck there, 54 to 53. My God. It's holding. Damn, this is a tough one. I think I'm just gonna might be done for a little bit. I might just have to wait. What time is it? 10 minutes? I'll wait 10 minutes. 10:20 is the next fucking see.
NVIDIA just made a higher high.
Yeah, Nvidia's on the rage. Yeah, both sides just look weak. You're right. Yeah, and it's like it's really hard to. I don't know, but I just maybe it's my fucking bearish bias I've had the past couple days, but I just feel like this thing wants to puke. Down to yesterday's half back would be a good target. Like I feel like the market's extended, right? We're up a good amount, and the next report comes out Tuesday. Valentine's Day. If it's a good report, then I imagine we just fucking take off like a rocket ship to the, well, if it's a bad report, I imagine we take off like a rocket ship to the upside. If it's a really good report, that might be where the downside starts. But right now we're just balancing, and we're, today's so far building value higher. Decent volume coming in. I would just like to see the market show some gusto. You know what I mean? Get over the fucking open, you bitch. What are you doing? To convince me to get long. I'm really just not. It's hard for me to get long today. Until we get above the open. That's kind of beat my thing today.
Yeah, we're definitely in an area where we should be going down, but we're not. So that's kind of
Oh, we are going down, Roach.
yeah, red flag. We're not going down.
Not yet. Yeah. This is like a fucking that PAL day.
Yeah,
They're like, well, now I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that in a while, to be honest. Like that push off that 4100 was just. I mean, if you guys watched it live, it was spectacular. Like it literally just pinned. Like this thing came down to 4100 right here, this I period, and just pinned, and then went zoom, just fucking straight up like a missile, dude. It was just. I mean, it was impressive. I'm not gonna lie, I was impressed.
yeah, that rip.
It's crazy. More sellers getting stuck down here at the 53 again.
I'm using yesterday's single does not flip zone. So I was
Oh,
planning
okay.
on like the longs, and then if we get below that and hold, then that's when I would look for a short.
Okay. Yeah. Been working out pretty good so far. You caught some nice longs, DJ?
Well, it looked like it was gonna jump off a cliff every time it came down there, so I only took one, and I got on a little late, so I missed the open. I got on like 5 minutes after the open.
Oh, okay.
So I tried to make sure I have all my ducks in a row before I start just jumping into a trade. So it kind of messed me
Smart.
up a little. But that's what I wrote down while I was coming up with the plan before getting anything. I was kind of wanting B to like do a look below and fail. That really would have got me in. Like if it just went like one or two ticks into the singles and then shot back up. But
Yeah, I mean, I liked the long if on the fail of these singles. I just didn't. I was already in the short, and I was just like kind of. And the weighted AD was negative, and Google just kind of scared me. Google's catching a nice bid off the low here though, but it's still down, 3% again today. They're taking quite the bath. So those trapped buyers that were trapped 59.5 pretty much unlocked here at this point. So let's see if we can stay above 59.5 now and maybe try to rebid it. Because you figure someone was bidding it here earlier, they got stuck, they got kind of wiped out, but somebody liked it. So let's see if they kind of try to rebid it here and pop it back up. If not, they'll probably looking to run back down where those stuck sellers are at 53 and see if they want to show some faith.
What did I miss?
Everything.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, don't you hate when that happens?
Happens every time. I should be used to it. It's kind of cool. Zoom changed their little lobby waiting room when you're waiting for the meeting.
Did they?
It'd be cool if you could chat. It'd be cool if you could chat to the people while you're waiting, you know, for Brad or whatever. Maybe I'll suggest that to him.
Send them an email.
Yeah. I got that technology.
Like, hey, fuck boys. I'm in Zoom every day. I don't know about you guys, but your fucking lobby sucks.
Yeah, we're sitting there doing nothing. Staring at a blue screen.
We're at this big volume area too. You see like a good volume ledge here at this 56-ish area. Right at the VWAP. This thing really is just could go either way, to be honest.
There's diddling in the middle.
Yep.
Well, which way is Jared going?
Jared's not up. I don't think he's up yet. I haven't heard him.
Oh, well, there goes that indicator. Shit.
A little bit of an offer moving down 57 half there. Buyer's trying to lift right here back at the 59 again. So you see it go bid there. Watch the break below 59. Break below 59 could flush it. Back down to the weak spot 55 probably. But they're holding 59 so far. 59, 58. Or I'm looking at 58 and saying 59, but 58, 59. Sorry.
Is my data delayed? What's going on?
I was looking at 58 and like just like go to 59. I was like telling the market 59 is where it's at, bitch. Seeing the weighted AD flip to positive here. Nasdaq's coming up into Nasdaq's still holding above its VWAP. Watch this 59 level. This is a level that they keep trying to bid up, and they keep. I mean, they are making a little bit higher highs. Look, this is starting to look kind of, if you're a TA expert, I would say, a little bit of a channel, maybe a bear flag if you're one of those, but definitely forming a little bit of a channel here, right? We got this kind of movement going on.
Let me check on my market cipher, see what that says.
Yeah, see if market cipher explains what bear flag is.
What's that green dot at? I can't see that on your screen.
I wish when we had like that rap made, it actually ended up working out. Because I really loved the chorus to that song that we made.
Chat GPT can finish it off for you.
No. I need someone to actually rap it though. That's the thing.
No.
The song is finished. I already wrote it. It's dope as fuck, but I just
yeah.
can't rap. So.
You don't think Lincoln or Stacy did a good job? I mean,
Nope, I don't. Plenty of things both of those men are good at. Rapping just doesn't happen to be up their alley.
No.
Not for everyone.
No, white man can't rap. Actually, Eminem could rap.
Eminem's so good at rapping that people think that he's faking it.
Right.
Like,
but even if he was, I mean, what is he? He'd only be faking the ad-lib part. But he's still doing it. I mean, well, I guess he could be.
no, they say like that he speeds up his. He speeds up his If this thing doesn't just go down to fucking 46, I swear to God, are you shitting me?
I panic closed it. I shorted it from the top, and I knew something like that was gonna happen, so I just closed out.
What a bitch.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, you see this? You see, I've seen this once, 2, 3. This like
yeah, it just keeps happening every time. Yeah, it's the fucking
I'm
worst.
Good. I'm good. Next thing I need is a 5th one, and I can lose all my
broke
points.
the trend this time.
And then you had five chances to get out, and you didn't.
It's going down this time. I can feel it.
I'd be real mad.
I said it like every time we come down here. Like,
yeah, I think this is the one.
Yeah, damn it! I hate my life.
all right.
Yep. About to hit those singles for real though this time. Let's see.
Money.
I should have never been out.
Watch yesterday's half back as the target here. 42 maybe. Right to 48. That's what we like to see. It should hit 46 though. A little bit of sellers stuck down here. Dumbass. Like a Red from that 70s show.
Right.
You ever see that? Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah, that show's hilarious. They made a new one called That 90s Show.
What?
Yeah. It
can't be as good.
It's not as good, but it's still. I mean, it's still funny. I like that actress too, the mom. Same cast. Yeah, it's like all the old people, like Eric and Donna, have a kid, and they drop their kid off at Red's house. And so it's kind of like that, and then he like goes in the basement, and, like finds his dad's old bag of weed, like it's pretty funny.
Oh shit, you're right. Let me see this here.
It's on Netflix. It's not bad to just like toss on when you just want to let your brain do nothing. Takes no thinking to watch that show.
I got Hulu and Disney. That Disney's a good. There's so much good stuff on there. That Disney Plus.
Oh yeah. Dude, Disney announced today or yesterday actually, because Disney had earnings yesterday. Your fucking bitch ass down there. Disney announced yesterday that they're gonna make a sequel to Zootopia, and I don't know if you guys have seen Zootopia, but it's really good. It's a cartoon movie or like a animated movie, but it's a really good movie.
Is it for kids?
Yeah, it's for kids. Yeah, it's a kids movie. It's Utopia. It's on that.
Yeah.
There we go. There's our half back. All right, I'm covering everything except one here.
Job. Flush.
I don't know how much farther we're gonna get. We're getting a lot of short covering now. All right, I'm out. Fuck that. Maybe see that 46. 46 was a big volume area down here. So see if they reoffer this 46 down here. They didn't get a lot of trading done right there. See how thin it is. Nasdaq puked them too. We got some sellers stuck. Careful if you're still short. There's sellers stuck, big sellers stuck on the 44 here. It looks like. Google's hammering the low again. Weighted AD's hammering the low again. We've got single prints now, so let's see. They offered up that 46 area. Cleaned it up. We sold it again. Now the move continues. Take low. Thanks, Roach. All right, I gotta take. I covered that one too. Fuck that. I gotta take a little break real quick, guys, or else I'm gonna start fucking getting wild. A little quick update right before I'll be gone for like 2 seconds, but we've got these single prints now. So any failure to close these, remember what happened yesterday, right? So maybe they trapped some inventory yesterday, and then they ran them up overnight. Weak hands got squeezed out overnight. Sellers came back in and they sold some more here. Possibly, we won't know until the day is over, naturally. But if you look, like this A high couldn't break the Globex high. Couple ticks, about a couple points off of the previous day's high, and then we just kind of settled here. Everything kind of looked dumpy, and then finally we got the dump. So maybe a mix and match, like get some inventory here, distribute it here, comes back down here, maybe we buy it again. But like this area right here, I'm not really a huge fan of at all, as far as trading in or initiating new trades that I'm gonna hold, because we're kind of in the middle of this balance, right? If we you know, you kind of see right here, we're kind of like in the middle of this value area. We got accepted below the 56. Now we're in the value. So we've got yesterday's VPOC as a target, which is the settle. And then any extension, and we're kind of right at yesterday's value very high, but any extension past the VPOC from yesterday, we have that, why is this marked like this? Yeah, it should be 2.7. I feel like sometimes my charts don't communicate properly. It did it again. Oh, it's because I didn't save it. That's why. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so any extension past that would probably take us down to this VPOC, or maybe the T1 low, which is kind of where that TPOC was at. And then we start getting into all these responsive buying here at the low of balance. So if we do a little bit of this here, it's such a tough thing to do. How can we do it? I'm just trying to think of this example. So I want you to kind of look at this. Here's what we can do. Where's my other chart? Okay, because this chart's nice and clean here. So look at this chart, and what I want you to see here, and this is including the Globex area. We're gonna include all the days except this one. Merge. Oh, no. Merge. Merge. I guess it won't merge. Okay. Why won't that merge? That's fucking stupid. Okay, well, it'll merge on this one, and then we'll just hide the... Well, we can even use the VPOC, actually. Okay, so look at our kind of profile here, and this is this upper balance. Whose mic is on? Kevin? So this is kind of our upper balance, right? We do kind of have a weak high look, right? So we can assume that this weak high is... or this high is not very safe, but we're pretty far off of that so far, right? And we're kind of, I mean, basically right in the middle of this range. 4,100 to 4,200, we're at 41.47, you know, so we're right in the middle of the range. And this is kind of what I'm talking about in this balance area. It's hard for me to initiate a position here, you know, even though we've got a lot of time here, there's some good volume, right? Maybe we can redefine the zone a little bit. I mean, this right here would be probably a better zone right there, like that. But I mean, maybe there's another opportunity down here. We did just see the market bounce off of that 41. That's the yesterday's half back. So if they hold yesterday's half back, to me that kind of seems bullish. I always kind of take that as bullish if they hold the previous day's half back. I know it's not something that like Jim Dalton teaches, but it's just something that for me that I've kind of noticed and followed. But what I want you to imagine here is imagine... Oh, you know what? I think I can do it. What the fuck just happened?
I will say in your halfback theory, that is a good one, because at least in crypto, if it would shoot way up, when it came back to halfback, if it went below that, then it was coming back down. If it stayed above that, it was going back up. You know, like one of those, like a quick rally or whatever. You know, when a wick shoots straight up, like one of those, you know, everybody's FOMOing in real quick.
Right.
I'd always play it come back down, but if it, or you know, wait till I get to halfback, and if it went below that, it was going down. You know, usually anyway. So anyway, just want to throw that in.
Okay, here we go. I did it. Now let me hide the volume profile real quick. All right, so kind of think about this. Imagine, no, get the fuck out of here. Imagine if this is our profile here, okay? And we're having to use our imagination a little bit. But so think about this as the profile, okay? So we had this big excess up, right? We had a previous balance. We checked back down into the balance. We came down pretty hard. Now we're bouncing, right? And the market is literally just balancing here, right? And this is kind of what's helping me maintain my perspective of not getting too short-sighted, because we are balancing higher, we're making higher lows. And if we look here, it kind of looks like we're making a 45-degree angle off of this low. If we were to just take our profile, you know, from here, it kind of seems like we're making that 45-degree angle. So it looks like maybe sellers have been getting trapped lower and lower. A break of this high really is going to confirm that for us. But so far, you know, kind of my theory is the market got a little bit too short. It bounced, right? Couldn't get above here. So this is going to be resistance, basically 65 to kind of 80. But a break of this really is going to start spooking any shorts that tried to momentum into the low a couple of days ago, right? And this is where these margin calls come up later in the day today. If we're up here in the 80s, margin calls could come out and we could start seeing some upside from there. And so, like, you know, I don't know if this is making sense to you guys or if it's just confusing you guys. You're looking at it at a more macro look, but you're still using kind of the same tool. You're looking, kind of looking at it from like a different perspective. And for me, I mean, for me, it helps a ton. So hopefully it helps you guys. So the singles got close to the tick. Now we've got a weak high and a weak low on this C period. It's just real hard to get long when everything is kind of screaming short here. You know, this might not be the best area to get short, but just don't have any kind of confirmations to get long. and I'm gonna be right back.
Almost doggy dog. Oh no. Oh
We
no.
can hear your dog, Ken.
Oh, it's really coughing. Oh.
How's he feeling? Or how's she feeling, by the way?
Him, it's weird. It's off and on. He did puke yesterday, and he pukes like this, like super bright yellow, weird stuff. It's really weird. But I was sitting there for a while with the engine running, and I was wondering it might have been carbon monoxide, like just I'm talking about just sitting in the RV with it running too long, maybe in the back, so I didn't have the vents on. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to find somebody that can, they're very dog friendly here, so like all businesses like dogs and brings their dogs around, and so. But I might wait until I get. Luckily, I got them in Cali because you can bring a dog. And you can bring a dog to Mexico. If you have paperwork, then you can bring it back. But if you can't bring a dog from Mexico to the U.S., they have a 30-day quarantine.
Oh yeah.
Which, who's gonna hold your dog? I mean, where do you keep your dog for 30 days? Like, you're gonna trust the state to take care of your dog for 30 days? I mean,
They just lock him in with all the other people that they lock up at the door.
I guess so, but that is so long for a dog. I mean, that's an eternity for a dog. I think. I don't know. Maybe I just think different. I don't know. But they told me that, and I was like, nah, I'm not so. I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, thanks for asking. It's not. I'm got some garlic. Somebody told me that garlic fixes everything, so I got some fresh garlic last night, and
Garlic, huh? I've never heard of that.
yeah, I never had either, but like 4 or 5 people, these Mexicans are all they know ancient stuff from
Oh
Maya
yeah.
stuff 4,000 years ago. So
Natural healing is the best way to go if you can do it. That's for sure.
they were like, I brought dogs back from the dead with garlic, so you just give them like a half a clove a day, and or half a, what do you call it?
Damn.
Yeah, that's what they
That's
said.
good to know.
How do you give a dog half a clove of garlic?
I mixed it. I mixed it with some chili, some like Wolf brand type chili, and just mixed it in there. It's fresh garlic.
And you
Fresh
wonder why
garlic.
he's puking yellow? Dude, chili? Seriously?
No, like just just like a spoonful of it mixed in with his food.
And he
And
just downs it and doesn't. Oh, wow.
yeah,
I
it
guess
didn't
that's
even.
true. If you mix it up with enough stuff, they don't
Yeah,
even notice it.
but
They're just too
with
busy
it's a
scarfing
big
it down.
dog. Yeah, I mean, but it does tip out a lot of scent. So I was afraid he would smell it and not even want to eat his food. But he's super picky. Like, he didn't eat for 4 days, and I thought there was something wrong with him when I very first got him. And then I fed him some wet food, and he scarfed it down like it was his last meal. And I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's just picky. So, I mean, yeah. So now I just have to like mix water with his food, or just do something a little special than just straight, dry
I
food.
still remember some comedian he was talking about. My dog, he'll freaking eat anything. I mean, he licks his butt for heaven's sakes. And then all of a sudden, I put a pill in anything, and all of a sudden, he's fucking Gordon Ramsay.
That's on the owner, because if your dog is not they won't starve to death. They don't have it in them. You know what I mean? So they'll eat. You'll just have to force them to eat.
Right. You're right. They're hungry enough to eat.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. They're so shit, you know, on the because California had these weird laws about getting a dog. I almost couldn't get one. You have to have it quarantined. You have to it takes 2 weeks to get a dog. You have to set a thing with the vet, like this whole thing. It's a whole process, and they're all about this vaccine. So you got to get vaccines. It's like, look, there's 10,000 dogs on the other side of the fence right there that are running around. You know, dogs have been around for 10,000 years without vaccines. I'm sure he'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, oh, if they don't get this vaccine, he's gonna die. Well, no, there's 10,000 dogs. I guarantee you, not one of those dogs on this side has its shots on Mexico. You know, on Mexico's side, there's so many stray dogs. It's crazy, crazy how many stray dogs there are, and they seem to be surviving. So I don't know. I mean,
Well,
it's just
I think dogs have a harder time surviving prey than like a cat does, because they're not really, dogs are bred down so much, they're not really predators by themselves. Yeah, they need to
And they're
be
pack animals. Yeah.
exactly. They need to be in a
Cat.
pack.
A
but they'll
cat
eat a
is
chicken or something like
predator
that.
on this one.
Yeah, but dogs, but they're not like a
shit.
natural. Well, dogs eat shit. Yeah, I mean, some dogs they scarf that shit up. My brother has like a whatever that fucking dog is. That shit. That shit. I mean, he as soon I'm talking. As soon he has two dogs. One's a boxer, and the other one, I can't remember what kind of dog he is, but he literally is like bred to like dig down holes after like gophers and shit. He has a small tail that's clipped so you can grab the tail and pull him out of the hole. It doesn't hurt the dog. But he fucking if you know if there's shit around, you gotta pick it up as soon as the dog goes, because he'll just scarf it down. Then you gotta fucking give him hydrogen peroxide.
And puke. They like, you ever see that Family Guy when they're locked in the bank? And
Oh.
He's got to eat Stewie's shit. His puke. Come on, you got to do it. You know you like it. I do kind of like it. That's good.
Nvidia is kind of popping.
Yeah, the market's coming up here a little bit.
AMD's struggling. Definitely not as strong as Nvidia.
Oh shit! 1,000 people just joined the Discord.
1,000 people just joined the Discord.
Not 1,000.
I was gonna say freaking bots. They're all bots.
They're all done over there.
9:30.
Oh, good.
I just hang out with Warren.
Oh, nice.
Finish my coffee bridges.
Oh, nice.
But I need to show.
All right.
Love you.
Me too. Yeah, there's a nice pop right there. So, interesting, or kind of a wider look today than yesterday. Yesterday we had a lot tighter ranges, but if we were to just, you know, kind of take our box tool here and draw a balance above, and then draw this kind of balance below, right? You can kind of see the plays here set up a little bit. Maybe we'll change the color of these boxes. Balance blue. The C bar's been exciting. You said your wife's used garlic a couple of times for infections?
Just what? Garlic? Who said that?
PJ.
Cool. Cool. I'm gonna try that garlic. So, Brad, you're waiting for it to bounce out of one of those boxes you just drew? Is that what you're saying? Then go to that that direction? Is that what you're
No,
doing?
so basically what I'm looking for here is kind of like what we just got. So we got this kind of up test of this previous balance. We found some sellers. Now we're back testing this balance. If we can't break below this balance, and that's kind of like this 46 area, and you can see fairly like, a lot of sellers kind of got stuck in this like 45, 46 area. So if we can't break below that, there could be some nice longs from this level, and they're unable to break this C low, and we can try to trade it back up to this upper balance. VWAP being kind of the first target. You're gonna have to get out of the way in front of that, but kind of it kind of looks like that's the setup here, and the tick back above 0 for the past 2 periods. Let's see if it can hold here. Only thing that's really kind of holding me very cautious of the long is our sectors are all pretty ugly, except healthcare and the weighted AD. Not really the hugest fan of that. James said garlic is bad for dogs.
Who said that?
James, and he's a dog expert. Garlic,
Really?
chocolate, and grapes. He said it's bad for dogs.
Well, I know grapes and chocolate for sure.
It's actually not chocolate. It's theobromine. That's the chemical in chocolate.
Garlic's toxic for dogs.
There you go, Tommy.
Shouldn't feed a dog garlic. I'm pretty sure, unless it's a real small amount.
Well,
But
it's
I'm
a half
pretty
a
sure
clove.
it's the same when you search it or anything.
He's a 100
it's
pound
like-
dog. It's half a clove, so it's probably not. And they do eat their own shit.
Yeah, but if your dog eats shit, you're supposed to make them throw up, though.
Well, I already gave it to. Say again?
Like, if your dog eats shit, you just get some hydrogen peroxide, fucking pour it in their mouth, and they'll just puke it. They'll puke that shit right out. That's what I always do. If you can't get them fast enough, and they just fucking gobble that shit up like fucking little Roca almond treats. Because they're nasty fuckers. They're like, oh, hey, Dad. Just ate some shit. You want a kiss? Let me lick your face a little bit. The fuck?
I don't know if that shit is true about they're supposed to have like their mouths are supposed to be super clean and they can heal wounds, whatever. I don't know about any of that stuff.
I'm not gonna test it on me, I'll tell you that.
No, I'm saying like dogs. I don't know. Let's see here.
So we're right at this level, guys. This is at 46, 45 level. Looking to see if these sellers, yep, there they are. They got a little bit too aggressive on the 46 there. See if we can trap these motherfuckers. Come on, keep lifting. Like a glove. All right, let's see if we can get the breakout. So now that we're right here back at the top of this balance, if we don't get this follow through here, just flatten the whole position. Right? If we don't get follow through right at the top, just flatten the whole position. But if we keep holding here, oh, hang on, you might want to flatten it. Close. Still holding. Sellers trying to come in a little bit right here. Buyer scoops some. We're still good. Still good. Come on. All right, we're still good. Maybe take one off at the 50. But it doesn't look like, it looks like they're still going to keep going, so I don't want to take it off yet. Offers trying to move in here. They're getting absorbed. I took one off at 50. All stop move to 49. Fuck it. I'm not gonna sit here. We're not getting that push through. I'm gonna be real tight with this one. And the reason I'm being so tight with this like kind of pullback trade is just because it's kind of against the trend, right? And right now, like if you were to draw your invisible line, or your whatever, yeah, I know it's not a perfect line, but it's so much easier to erase off the chart if we would just keep them like this. But like you kind of see the trend, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low, like right. So the trend obviously is there. So when we get to that area here, and this is why we put our stop where we put our stop, and might go without us, and you might have to kind of force your way in on the breakout, just knowing that you've got to cover before the VWAP. But when we're not getting that follow through that we want, and on a day where kind of selling looks like it's in control, you just gotta just close it, right? And eventually, you buy a pullback, it gets to the top, you flatten. Buy a pullback, it gets to the top, you flatten. You buy a pullback, it gets to the top, but it'll go, and then you won't have to flatten because you'll be being tight with the stop, but because of the momentum, it'll never get back to you. But now you've got kind of like a little resistance, 55.50 to 49.50. Buyers are trying to step.
AMD and NVIDIA are kind of popping. Not hard, but a little bit. So it has to make it to 17, so another $100.
NVIDIA is like right at their upper call wall. There's product depth. Let me see here.
You think it's gonna? You don't think it's going higher?
I don't know. I'm gonna look at the options real quick. Product depth. It was 230. 225. Gamma levels 230. The stock's at 230. If it gets above 230, you might see market makers have to start buying NVIDIA. To hedge against the gamma squeeze.
It's coming up on it. Someone's trying to push it higher. Oh, there they go. They shoved it down. Shoved it down hard.
Yeah, see, now we're glad we flattened out up there.
Now it's coming back up again.
And this is the fourth time kind of pulling back right here, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I erased our boxes. Sorry.
Pattern early.
Yeah, and it fucking shit the bed. There's that. It comes right through it this time. Like it's not even there. Just remember the 45 area from yesterday, right? It was such a big level. And I think that might be what's going on right here. But you're kind of seeing the makings of a B-shaped profile. One time framing down continues. Ooh, there's the liquidation. Thank God we closed that long, huh? Right to the overnight teapot. A little bit of short covering coming in there, 39. You got a negative 1,000 tick. Weighted AD made a lower low. Oh, that's from yesterday. That's kind of not a bad idea. Let's put on the lowest low from yesterday. There's a little divergence here on the weighted AD just because healthcare hasn't rolled over yet. VIX is spiking, dollar spiking. A lot of down volume here. Nice pop, good stuff. 1 for 3, 1 for 7. Call it 10. 10 points a day keeps the job away. Jared must be sleeping still too. Yeah, that's true. The Peter gap fill down to the settle is the next target. And then that's where the yesterday's point of control is at as well.
They should put the Super Bowl on Saturday. You know,
They
you guys
should.
got Sunday off the next day.
They should do that.
Write an email.
Actually, I have Robert Goodell's phone number, so I'll just call him. Like, yo, what the fuck's your deal? This is why nobody likes you. And everyone boos you at the draft because the fucking Sunday's on, or the Super Bowl's on Sunday.
Yeah, we're gonna be working next day.
Yeah, you know what's even worse is I'm pretty sure fucking Greg Olson is announcing for the Super Bowl.
I don't know who that is. Who's that?
He's a tight end. He's retired tight end. He's an NFL announcer now, but they should pick the best announcers for the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Even though it's on Fox, they're using their guys. But like, hey, Tony Romo,
Right, have it be a voting.
or get like a guest star. Like, hey, Tom Brady, you just retired. Come here.
He'll probably actually be pretty good.
What is that noise?
For me,
Maybe yeah.
I'm walking.
We either can't hear Kevin very good or we hear everything. Oops, I'm off screen. No worries, Kevin. It's not, I don't care.
And take the dog at it. Well, I'm getting ready.
A decent amount of volume with some stuck shorts on the low there. 35, 35, 35.50. We got some weak spots up to, 42.75 and then 46.75 as well.
Oh, wait.
Nvidia's catching a bid here, about to break the high. If it breaks the high, it could really start the run, I think.
Brad, question for you real quick. Do you operate off of like a daily goal mindset, or do you operate off of like I'm going to trade for this many hours, or like, hey, I'm going to do 3 good trades? Like, do you have like a style that you follow?
So for me, I just trade until I can like feel myself getting tired, like mentally tired, where I'm like not seeing what I think I'm seeing basically. And so like I can tell like my eyes are what's that?
So 250 points, whichever comes first.
But like I can feel myself getting like a little bit tired sometimes, and I'll know it when I make a bad trade a lot of times. And so like a lot of times if I'm going well, I'll just kind of keep trading, and then I just kind of have like I have like rough amount of points that I'm up written down on my iPad as I'm trading, like on my note. It's like a notepad, but it's on the iPad. But and then like if I see, like, let's say I'm up like 20 points or something, if I take a trade and it's like a -5, I know like, okay, hang on, I just gave back like a quarter of the profits. I need to take a second off. So I'll either like stand up, maybe do like some push-ups or the plank. I do a lot of exercises while I'm sitting here, just to try to keep like my blood flowing and keep like my head, like, keep the blood in the brain. But
Yeah,
but not really like I don't really. I would say a better goal would be to make 3 good trades a day than to aim for 10 points a day. Because when you get to that one, it's like it's a psychological trap, I think. And it's similar, if you guys have ever worked out, when I tell you, hey, you got to do 50 push-ups, and you're like, pfft, and you just knock them out, and then as soon as you get to 45, all of a sudden those last 5 are just like fucking hell, when yesterday you were able to do 80 push-ups no problem, and it's like, you're like, but it's that psychological aspect. So you get the 9 points. Or I've heard this from a lot of people as well with their accounts. Like they're about to get them positive, or about to get them funded, and then they fucking capitulate, and then a disaster happens, or like stuff like that, I guess. So it's kind of like a psychological trap, I think, doing that. But I don't think you shouldn't track how many points you are, but you should track like once you get to a certain point. Like let's say you make those 3 trades, right? And your goal is to make three trades a day, 3 good trades a day. Okay, not only 3 trades a day, but just 3 good trades a day. And you take those 3 trades, they were all good, and you're up 15 points. All right. You should make it like set in stone. No matter how the rest of that day goes, you shouldn't finish with less than 7 points, like 8 points, half of that, right? You shouldn't finish with any less than that. So that's what I'll do a lot of times, because sometimes I'll be on rippers and be up like 40 points right out the gate, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm back down to like 20, and then I'm like, oh shit, I need to fucking stop. You know what I mean? And so you've got to have those things that are set in you to like to not because it could get bad quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like a few last parameters because I feel like I've got most things figured out now, and I feel like if I start trading after 11:30 my time, like if I'm still trading after 11:30, I start getting that mentally exhausted where I start making bad decisions. Like my entry was a little late, or whatever it is. I end up willing to take more heat to try to get a good trade, or whatever it is. Like you're
Right.
just not making as good of decisions. So I've kind of narrowed that down. Like so I'm basically going to be here from 8:30 to 11:30. I'm here for 3 hours, whatnot, and I'm looking for 1 to 3 good trades. So I'm not focused on like necessarily a daily goal, because then I feel like if I haven't been presented that opportunity to take a good trade, but I have that daily goal, then you're going to start trying to force it to meet your goal or whatever, and I don't want to do that. But
Right.
what I'm trying to figure out, the reason I wanted to ask was, so I'm basically going for, I just want to go slow and steady. I'm good at finding my good entries, scalping it a little bit, and then getting out, right? So I'm trying to get like 3 to 6 points a day and just go slow and steady, not overtrade, not overstay my welcome, whatnot. And, but there's been a few times where, I get up into my 3 to 6 points and, um, I don't want to give any back necessarily, but maybe I need a 3 point, a 2 point stop or something on my trade or whatnot. But I'm not willing, if I'm sitting at 3 points or 4 points, which I'm good with, I don't want to give 2 points back just to take another trade. So I was thinking about, like maybe once I hit that daily goal per se, like once I'm in that range, but I see a good trade setup coming, maybe I switch to the MES and only trade 1 lot or something like that. Like, I don't know. I was going to see, like, do you think I should just call it a day and be happy with me hitting my goal every day? Or, I don't know. I guess just thoughts.
So I don't think there's like a perfect answer, I guess, unfortunately, but like I think as you're building up that confidence, take the trade on the sim, or take the trade on the MES, right? With like a couple of contracts, that way you can watch the trade work, because it's really hard to trail a 1 lot trade. You know what I mean? It's hard for anybody, because the market never just goes in one direction. But I mean, if you're at that goal and you're content, like I don't see anything wrong with you're making 6 points a day, like nothing wrong with that at all. And if you can consistently do that, and then trade the MES on this other one, and that can get you a couple extra $50 or something like that, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've had a few where it was like I was at the daily goal, but like I feel, you see what you could have had, like, oh man, if I would have took that trade, that would have been another 4 points, whatever. And then you leave the trading session feeling like, man, I like up today. But it's like you hit your daily goal, and that's what I've been asking myself. It's like, yeah, I might not be getting 10 points a day or whatever, 50 points a day, But it's like, if I get 3 points a day, like I'm good. If I can pay all my expenses and still have my percentages to invest and save and, all these things, like what am I mad about? It's like, I don't need to hit it out of the park every day.
What are you
So
mad about?
Well, and just
find
think
that-
about it too, because so you're only going to stay here from 8 to 11. So think about it where you're at. So like, let's say it's 10:30 and you're looking to get into the trade and you're up 7 points and you're like, is this trade going to be setting up before this time runs out, or are you going to get in the trade at fucking 10:58 and now you're going to have to sit here for an hour? Because setting the parameters like that, it's helpful, because not only does it let you get like a mental refresh and then you come back at the chart, maybe there's a trade later on, but it also helps you get that TTV, which is what this is all about. You know what I mean? Like the money's great, but the time is the important thing. So yeah, I mean, I don't really, I've always said that, like, I don't know why people don't trade the micros more. And like, I mean, even just $100 a day, you figure if you are on here for 3 hours and you make, well, if you're on here for 4 hours, I guess 8 to 11, and you make 6 points, that's $300. That's $75 an hour. That's a pretty good job, I feel like. So yeah, I think
That's what a CPA makes, or used to make as an average, $75 an hour.
Most months have like on average like 22
That's
trading.
good.
So say you did 2 points a day, that's $2,200. So like 6 points a day would be $6,600 a month. So that's how I have the math worked out. Like however many points
yeah.
what the goal is. Like so say you wanted 4 points a day.
Say it again.
40
Say it again.
Yeah, basically if you just take the average trading days, which is like 22, and then however many points is like the hundreds. So like 4 points a day would be 4,400. 5 points a day would be 5,500. If you're trading DS,
Good, good. I like it.
because 5 times 22 would be 5,500. Should be. Well, 5 points would be $250 times 22 days. Yeah, 5,500.
Yeah.
I was like, math didn't.
So on the ES.
It's on the ES, yeah.
Yeah, that just goes good for my trading strategy of get in, get out.
Yeah, like Brad was
I'm gonna
saying,
trade like
$100
20.
a day. Okay.
I was just saying it seems to work with my style. Like I'm in a trade for like 20 seconds. I'll sit here and watch it for 2 hours and find my perfect spot I'm willing to get in at, and then I'm in and out. And right now, that's my goal. It's just start getting paid.
That patience and stuff. Well, it does say garlic is bad for dogs, and I don't know. Because that could very well be something that the Canine Association's been saying for 100 years, because if it does cure everything, or it's like, anybody that doubts that. Well, look at the four food groups they pumped down our throat when we were kids, and vitamin B17 is illegal. I mean, it's not that far fetched.
40.
Weed's illegal. Weed's illegal. I mean, come on. It cures everything.
It could be the water over there. Like a lot of humans, when they change countries or whatever, there's just different bacteria and stuff in the waters, and a lot of times it can make you sick.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing either. I
I
bought
just need
1,000 filters with me. I bought like 2 years worth of filters. These super high, awesome, supposedly filters. So I don't know. But I haven't been getting the dog comfortable out of this. That's interesting. That's not a bad theory. Thank you for that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we're almost going to close this gap this time, and hopefully it's Peter gap.
And his gaps are just one TPO or more.
They're just from the open to yesterday's settlement.
So why did you call it Peter gap though?
Because it's not an actual gap, because we're inside yesterday's range. So it's not like a real gap. It's just a gap that I learned to check from Peter Resnick, so that's why I call it the Peter gap. I like to give the credit where the credit is due. MP language versus regular language. What's MP language? All right, Uncle Stacy, we'll catch you later. Market profile, don't call it a gap. Oh, okay, I see market. Oh, okay, market profile language. Oh, okay. When I hear the word MP, my brain immediately thinks military police. So many army acronyms just like fucking buried deep in my brain. Offer moves down to the 30 here. Let's see if they can actually hold it. They're getting
Yeah, I
kind of
understand.
stuck
Can
here.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, just checking. My mics were messed up before. Thanks.
Seller a little bit stuck here at the 33. They tried to move down there, but that kind of trick.
Yeah, the market profile gaps are usually fill first because they're the closest ones, and then the cash gaps fill afterwards.
Right.
So the option holders are targeting the cash gaps because that's what they're trading. The rest of the world, yeah, I mean, those who want to wait for it, that is.
That's a good point.
But the market can be sneaky and not fill the CME gap for the option holders because the market makers want to screw them with the theta, and then eventually they fill it at some point, whenever that is.
Yeah, they didn't fill it yesterday, and then they filled it overnight.
Yeah, that was a. Well, we still got pending the 75.75 CME gap on the upside. They filled the prior day high 68. They busted that at 9. It's been a tough day actually. It's been short all day long, but the pushes up have been strong.
Yeah.
So that would indicate a lot of heavy buying there, right?
A lot of buyers on the 36 here. See if they rebid it here.
Yeah,
And
so
not really short closing.
Well, there's still short covering going on for sure up here. I mean, because we're just balancing, so I mean, and we're still inside that PAL days range. We haven't broken out of it, and today is actually still inside yesterday's range, so we're still we're like, you know, a range within inside of a range. We're like an inception right now. You know, we're a dream within a dream. We're like 3 levels deep.
So I'm saying though, in general, the push up is strong, then it's usually big buyers and not showcasing. Like
No, when it's quick pops like that, it's short covering. We have a lot of people that need to cover,
no,
which is
not
why.
quick ones. I'm saying strong ones that go up, or not really quick.
But they see
Good ones
supply,
would
so
be-
that's why it's gradually coming down.
Right.
They're trying to price.
Right.
You can also see it in the candles. Like they'll short cover for like 30 minutes and then they'll let it drop. Short cover for like 30 minutes, let it drop.
Wait, say it again.
Just saying, you can see it in the 1 minute candles, the way it, like what people would call a bear flag. You know, you have a drop and then it trends with like an uptrend sideways. That would be short covering.
Right.
Just most people don't track inventory and stuff, so they just call it bear flag. That's what they see it called. Or head and shoulders, or, you know, people know the patterns, but they don't necessarily know why the pattern gets created.
Right.
Right. Exactly. And if you can understand that, which is what like learning supply and demand will help you with.
The auction process.
Exactly. Then you can know like, oh, okay, this is weak.
Which I never
This
even
is
heard of that until you. That's not
it's
really.
because it wasn't in crypto that they didn't really talk about it.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I don't know. I felt like there wasn't really a lot of people trading with the TPO, especially not in crypto.
Well, it seems the TPO would be even more important with crypto because the inventories are so much smaller. You know. I mean.
Yeah, based off how it would build value and stuff. I mean, the TPO works great for crypto. For crypto that actually has like a decent amount of volume.
Oh, got a nice short with multiple contracts on ES. Picked up a bunch of ticks.
Nice.
It is pretty funny how pathetic guys are.
Scaled out. Last one was 8 ticks.
They go and comment on
Like
girls'
4,
YouTube
5,
videos.
6, and
Oh
8
my God,
ticks.
you're the best. You're so cute. You're so like weird, bro.
It's some good discussion earlier about trading. The best.
Hard to hear you. We hear something in your background. It's hard to hear. Like.
Okay, how's that? Oops. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. The give back rule is a very good one that you're discussing. Once you're up a certain amount, never give back more than X percentage.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I like to do it, just because, you know, I just know myself, and I've had those days. I mean, I think everyone's had those days where they just, you know, blow it. They just capitalize, and then they just
Yeah,
like.
I've heard people in prop accounts being up like $2,000 on a trade or on the day, and then they run a trade, it's missed by a tick or a point or something, and it goes all the way back against them, and they try to trade it more, and then they end up blowing their account. Now that's the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah.
That is sad. And to chime in on what you were saying earlier, I'll talk later.
We're seeing a couple bids stack down below, but not really until that 130 level. So let's see if this offer keeps moving in, and we can keep continuing lower. We've still got trapped inventory above us, so this is kind of a rinse and repeat kind of feel. You know, dip buyers kind of got stuck, you because they didn't realize the liquidation that was happening, right? So if we pop this D profile out, it really kind of looks like a B shape, right? So we can just assume this is liquidation, and when that means the selling is kind of weak, right? Just kind of weak selling. But the buyers obviously are not very strong because they, the market just never went back above the open, right? And a market that can't go back above its open is obviously not very strong. And then we kind of get that liquidation down. You see kind of that rinse and repeat here. And now we're kind of seeing the same thing. So we put it back here. So let's see if we fill this in, get a couple periods, go back lower, do the same thing, right? We're kind of build value, move lower, build value. Just a little bit more difficult to really, kind of hammer the short here at the low just because we're in balance. But it doesn't, I mean, it would make sense that we at least trade back to this point of control. I find it very hard to believe that the market doesn't force itself either below the previous day's low or above the previous day's high today. That would be kind of worst case scenario for a lot of people, I feel like. If you think about it on a daily basis, right? If we're looking at the daily here and we're inside this day's range, and tomorrow, or let's say today, just finishes just like this. So now we're kind of building up all of this. So that makes the move, more exaggerated or more dramatic, depending upon when it kind of breaks out to which direction it's kind of breaking out as it's coiling here. A downside break still has support here, but an upside break really doesn't run into resistance until that 4208. So a break up, I think, is pretty bullish and probably takes us back to that gap above. But other than that, I think I'm going to call it a day. It's 11:30. The market's getting kind of slow. We kind of know what to expect here. Yeah, other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure that you're managing risk and sticking to your trade plan, and I will catch you guys later. What's that, VJ?
Thank you. And you're calling it a day much earlier today. You must have made a ton then already.
I'm just tired.
Gotcha. I hear you.
Yeah. I'll catch you guys later. You guys have a good one. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, bud. See you guys.
See you, Tommy.